gets 50 overs. So obviously you'll go a little harder, but that didn't happen. Radically didn't change the way people played. Some people did. AB de Villiers is that guy who actually changed the way. But he was an aberration, not the norm. Now suddenly everybody is going the same way. और वो एक impact player के rule के आने से, I think what has changed is the fearless nature of the batting.
Well, the gentleman behind you did not need the impact player rule. I mean, that was ABD, the legend, Mr. 360 with that backdrop behind him. AB, but since I'm a big fan of this docu-series Power Play, and I can't wait for season 2, did you enjoy featuring on it? Because it's done in the moment, and a lot of your reactions, and I remember there was a lot of criticism at the start about the strike rate at which Virat Kohli was approaching. You had to defend him. A lot of it was done in the moment. So did you enjoy being a part of it?
I absolutely loved it. The thing about it is you say it as you see it. It's raw, it's true, and it's from the heart. There's no bias. Obviously, Virat is a good friend of mine. But when there's criticism that I don't think or fair, then I will step in and say it as it is. But that's the most enjoyable part of the power play, is you can say it as you see it. And I love that about the game.
Are the two of you excited to bring season 2? AB, 262 was chased. India took almost 50 overs to chase that in the Champions Trophy final. What are we? Are we watching T20s or high-scoring ODIs? Where has this game gone?
I know the impact player rule has changed it a lot. And as we saw some of the players comment about it, it really frees up the top 3. They can take a bit more risks. In a way, it's a bit unfair. And I've given some criticism about that, because I feel with the fielding restrictions, only 2 outside the ring, with that freedom in the top 3 batting department, it makes it very difficult for the bowlers. But it is exciting for the batters, right? And we might just see that 300 mark in this coming TATA IPL season.
Oh, I thought moving on a little further into the show, I had prepared some bold statements that I would get their reactions. But the first big bold statement has already come. कि इस सीजन में 300 का बैरियर भी टूटते हुए हम देख सकते हैं एक टी20 मुकाबले में. मिस्टर चोपड़ा, are you excited for season 2? Because ये कहानियां जो बुननी शुरू की थी आपने पावर प्ले में, ये कहानियां छलांग मारने वाली है सीजन.
ये कूद रही है. एक्चुअली टी20 क्रिकेट इज ऑन स्टेरॉइड्स. ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ अलग ही लेवल की क्रिकेट हो रही है. और इट्स एक होता है, एक वाटरशेड मोमेंट होता है, वेयर आई मीन टिपिंग पॉइंट, एंड यू चेंज. उसके बाद यू नेवर गो बैक. सो T20 क्रिकेट विल नेवर बी सेम अगेन मेरे विचार में. तो IPL खास तौर से, क्योंकि यहां पर इंपैक्ट प्लेयर है, इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में नहीं है. दिस क्रिकेट द वे इट इज बीन प्लेड नाउ, देयर आर स्टिल सर्टेन टीम्स जो शायद उस तरीके से नहीं खेले, एंड विल डाइव डीपर ऑफ कोर्स ऑन दिस शो. पर अब वो भी ना, अब ऑब्लिगेशन होगा, अब चॉइस नहीं होगा. और जब ऑब्लिगेशन बन जाता है, देन एवरीबडी हैज टू बैट विद द सेम टेम्पो, विद द सेम ब्रावाडो, बिकॉज ब्रावाडो इज अ वर्ड व्हिच डजंट गेट यूज्ड दैट ऑफन. पर या फिर होता है तो उतना दिखता नहीं है. भैया आप तो जो बोलोगे वो करना भी पड़ेगा, हर बंदे को मारना पड़ेगा.
मतलब 10 टीम्स हैं and all 10 will have one mandate, BYOB.
Yes.
Bring your own bravado.
बस.
Bring your own bravado, because उसके अलावा काम चलेगा नहीं, दाल गलेगी नहीं, क्योंकि it was almost a tectonic shift in how T20 cricket was approached and played the last season. तो हमारे लिए चैलेंज क्या था कि इस सीजन की हम जो तैयारी कर रहे हैं, हम इसको किस तरीके से, किन पैमानों पे देखें, किस कसौटी पे नाप तोल के फैंस के सामने प्रस्तुत करें कि कितना बड़ा उछाल और बदलाव आया है, कितना एक्सप्लोसिव हो गया ये खेल. तो हमने सोचा क्यों ना एक्सप्लोसिव रेटिंग्स प्रस्तुत की जाएं, क्यों ना इस सीजन क्रिकेट खेलने का और देखने का फैंस का नजरिया जो है एकदम उसके तार जुड़ जाएं उस तरीके से जैसे वो खेला जाता है. सो दिस सीजन ऑन आवर नेटवर्क, इन आवर कवरेज, यू आर गोइंग टू सी explosive ratings. I'm going to try and explain it to you as the show goes on. How are we quantifying this? The things that we are quantifying, I mean, let's just quickly bring you a little understanding of what these explosive ratings will be all about. Talk about it from a fan's point of view. Any sport, any era, it's always been about rankings. The fans love the rankings, but these are not just overall rankings. These are pointed rankings, explosive rankings, which will deep dive into all the different phases of the game. हमारी स्टार लैब में जो इनोवेशन टीम थी, उन्होंने बोला कि एक्सप्लोसिव रैंकिंग्स के लिए बॉम्ब स्क्वाड नहीं है, हमारे पास स्टैट स्क्वाड है. तो उन्होंने तैयारियां की हैं. And how is it going to be presented? Let's look at some of the changes that have come in this very league. It's a #1 league in the world. The best players play in it. 2022 season से 2024 में you look at the power play run rate 7.8 से 9.5 पे उछाल मार के आया है. Middle overs, you get a feeling there is still a lot of juice yet to be extracted. And in the death overs, the final 4, already people were going hell for leather. But even there was a jump of 5.5%. But in the power play, a jump of 22%. Akash, tectonic shift.
And what does it tell you actually? क्योंकि क्यों 22% and the rest is in single digits? The thing is that वहाँ पे scope था. वहाँ पे थोड़ा conservative approach दिखता था. A new ball, maybe you lose wickets and you will be falling behind. But this season, the 2024 season, this will be even better is what I'm thinking. More explosive. इस वाले season में जो 2024 में हुआ, सबसे बड़ा बदलाव वहीं पे आया क्योंकि you just go and you keep smashing. So that is what that has happened last season, and that is what going to happen this season as well.
You use the word smashing, and AB has a big smile on his face.
He's been smashing throughout. No, but see, in AB's context, we enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
Bowlers did not. But you could never quantify कि कर क्या रहा है भाई. सिर्फ एक ही तरीका था ना कि strike rate कितना है. But if you go beyond the strike rate, then you start realizing that what AB has done was obviously ahead of its time. Yeah. But now everybody is trying to get closer to what AB used to do for a daily basis, on a daily basis rather. तो वो हमने quantify करने की कोशिश की है जो पहले नहीं था.
और हर फेज में 1 से 6 पावर प्ले, 8 से 16 और 17 से 20 में. Gentlemen, I'm going to make some bold statements and I want your reactions on it. Right? Can I have the first big bold statement that we're making? Sunil Narine is more explosive in the middle overs as compared to the power play. If I say this, AB, what do you reckon? Sunil Narine is more explosive in the middle overs than the power play. Your reaction?
That is crazy. But the only thing that makes sense there is he has struggled a bit against fast bowling sometimes with the new ball when they come hard lengths to him and he finds it difficult to get it away. When that shine is off that new ball, I can imagine he could just be very dangerous in those middle overs. But I still can't believe that his strike rate will be higher in the middle overs than in the power play.
See, my theory is that he becomes more dangerous only when he goes past that first 6 overs. Yeah. See, first 6 में उसे मारना है, उसको एक ही तरीके से खेलना आता है. He'll go smashing every ball. लेकिन उसके बाद अगर वो कर जाता है जो पिछले साल किया क्योंकि नहीं हुआ ना, he scored a century or he scored an 80. The moment he does that, then फिर KKR वो करती है जो उससे पहले नहीं कर पा रही थी for many seasons. So Sunil Narine, it is again थोड़ा सा outlier है ये, अगर आप बोलो ना कि ये actually myth buster है कि सुनील नारायण नहीं 6 में नहीं 6 के बाद ज्यादा पिटाई करता है. I mean करता है भैया, हमने देखा है, ढूंढा हमने, मिला.
Well, the next bold statement, I'm going to come to numbers because I'm going to back these with our explosive rankings. But the next one is JFM. Jake Fraser-McGurk is more explosive than Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head in the power play overs. Tristan Stubbs and Shashank Singh are more explosive than Andre Russell and Heinrich Klaasen in the death overs. Abhishek Porel is more explosive than Yashasvi Jaiswal in the power play overs. Wow. And Rajat Patidar is more explosive than Nicholas Pooran when it comes to the middle overs. AB, you're looking a little gobsmacked there.
A lot of it makes sense, but there are one or two of them that stand out that don't make a lot of sense to me. Purell, more explosive than Jaiswal in the power play. That to me is crazy. Patidar's one makes sense because he's quite a smart player. So in the middle overs, I think he outskills Nicholas Pooran with regards to scoring, and he takes calculated risks better than Pooran, in my opinion. But some surprises. I mean, Jake Fraser-McGurk is like the cowboy from down under. There's no surprise really to me where Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, they are very explosive, but I just think JFM is the epitome when it comes to explosiveness. So he must be right up the ladder.
Okay, so what we'll do now is we will head to our explosive rankings. Remember, these are from 2024. And as this season goes on, the rankings will refresh every week. Yeah. So every week, that data will take over a week's data from the rankings from last season, and they will refresh every week. So we will now go into rankings phase-wise. Let's begin with our top 3 rankings from the first 6 overs. This is where the statement was made that Jake Fraser McGurk is, ladies and gentlemen, indeed more explosive than Travis Shake. Travis Shake, who were on a mission to maximize power play, to even breach the 100 barrier, and it's come out. Number 1 is Jake Fraser McGurk, 2 is Travis Head, 3 is Abhishek. This one, Sunil Narayan is the top of the charts, middle over 7 to 16. Whenever he's gone past the power play, he has been the most explosive. Number 2 is Rajat Patidar, even ahead of Surya Kumar Yadav, who's a name that comes running to your mind. Power play is over. Surya Kumar Yadav will take you to the cleaners, but it's Rajat Patidar who has been even more explosive. And then you go to the final 4, 17 to 20, and it's Tristan Stubbs right on top. Number 2, an uncapped Indian, the find of the season in many ways, Shashank Singh, and number 3 is Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
So 2 uncapped Indians, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2
One from
uncapped
last
Indians
season
there.
and one for this season too. Yeah.
No.
But in many ways, for a lot of fans too, once they explain these, when they understand these explosive rankings, they'll realize, but it is a bit of a shocker.
It is a bit of a shocker, and at Star Lab, what we have done is we've also taken a sample size. It's not random. Nothing is random here. Most of the वो जो parameters हैं वो cricketing parameters हैं, पर उसके साथ एक हमने एक intent को भी हमने जोड़ा है वहाँ पे, and then suddenly you realize जो इसमें मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा myth buster था या जो general perception को challenge कर रहा है ये कि आंद्रे रसल और हेनरिक क्लासन ने उतना नहीं मारा जितना ट्रिस्टान स्टब्स ने मारा है. I mean ट्रिस्टान स्टब्स, शशांक you could still understand क्योंकि incredible season उनका रहा. माही bats only after the 17th over. You can still understand, but रसल नहीं है, हेनरिक क्लासन नहीं है, ये वो 2 टीम्स है जो फाइनल तक भी पहुंची हैं. You suddenly start wondering, okay, now let's start looking at the game from a slightly different POV. तो वो POV जो है वो change हो रहा है, point of view आपका.
AB, one of the main parameters up until now has been, let's look at the strike rate. But is it fair? What we've done is, it's not just the strike rate, it's balls per boundary, it's balls per sixes, it's also your attacking intent on maybe even the shots that may not go to the boundary. And has T20 cricket now moved to that point, even for the fans to see that it's not just the last number of the strike rate, but the entire innings and how you've approached it every single ball?
I absolutely love the explosive rankings, and I've been calling for something like this for quite a long time. We always have the orange cap and the purple cap, but do we really look at the players that really have a big impact on the game, explosive impact? And that's where these rankings come into play. It takes a lot of factors into consideration, and you see there the players that have really had a big impact in the different phases of the game. I love these rankings, and I definitely feel it's something we need to keep our finger on throughout the tournaments, as fans will be able to see the players who really pull their weight during the tournament.
A little spring in the chair as soon as AB saw Tristan Stubbs right on top of the death overs rankings. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and why not? Because that's not the first name that comes running to your mind when you think of the final 4 overs. And through our coverage, पूरे इस 18वें सीजन टाटा IPL के हम इन एक्सप्लोसिव रैंकिंग्स को हर हफ्ते रिफ्रेश करते रहेंगे और आपको समझाते रहेंगे कि क्या पैमाने और क्यों और कैसे T20 क्रिकेट बदल रहा है. But this is the Star Sports press room, and we've got a beautiful bouquet from our friends from the media who've got a lot of burning questions that range from who's playing where, who's the captain, their thoughts. And now it's time for me to sit back and relax and open it up to the press. And where is the first question coming from? We will head to News 18.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
You are.
Yes.
Yeah. So my question is, the new IPL season is coming on, and a lot of RCB fans expect their team to win. So my question to AB is, how are you seeing RCB's squad this season, considering they have added firepower to the batting order? The bowling attack looks more solid than ever. But what about the spinners? Do you think a lack of a quality spinner is a problem for RCB this season?
Yeah, it is something I did think about. I spoke about it in length on my YouTube show, and I feel they really made some good moves in the auction, as they have an incredibly good balanced team. their scheduling is going to be, I think, a bigger obstacle than the spinner that they're lacking. I think they're only lacking an X-factor spinner, right? Krunal Pandya is a wonderful spinner. We've seen him over the years perform very consistently, and he can chip in with the bat as well. They have some other options as well. But what I like about this team the most is the balance they have, and that will boast well for them, especially with their scheduling where they hop around to different venues all the time, right throughout the tournament. They've got the trickiest schedule of them all. But I mean, look at that batting lineup. It is pure power. There's a mix between power and also control. I think Virat's really going to enjoy batting with full salt. And the bowling department, Bhuvi Kumar's experience, I think that's going to be great for them. As long as we can keep Josh Hazelwood fit throughout the season, I think RCB will have a great season. I'm not too concerned about the mystery spinner that we're lacking. It would have been nice, but we have seen teams win tournaments before without that outright mystery spinner. So all in all, I think they did a great job. I also like the fact that Rajat Patidar is captain, and Virat seems to be happy with that, supporting him, as I feel it's going to really boost Patidar's performance throughout this tournament.
Thanks, AB. The Bengaluru fans will make sure Josh Hazelwood is fit. They'll keep sending him rasam and papad all through the season. Wrap him up in cotton wool. Next question is coming from Dainik Bhaskar.
Hi, AB. My question is, what do you think would be Rajat Patidar's biggest challenge as captain, and how can he overcome it?
I think his biggest challenge will just be insecurity, stepping into the big boots of the past captains like Faf, like Virat, having Virat around and constantly almost doubting yourself. Am I doing the right thing? What would Virat do? So that, I think, is his biggest obstacle, and how to overcome it is to constantly remind yourself, why am I in this position? Why did they pick me? There must be a good reason for it, and it's time for me just to trust it and stay true to who I am, and not try to captain like Virat or like a Faf, but captain like Rajat Patidar will captain. And use the experience of Virat, use the experience of Andy Flower and some of the other players, but always stay true to who you are. And that to me would be the advice to Patidar.
Wonderful advice going out to Rajat Patidar. I'm sure this is going to make headlines, and hoping that he gets to read it. Next question is coming from Rishabh from India Today. Let's find out if it's got to do with RCB or maybe the other 9 teams.
Or maybe Rishabh with his name, Rishabh Pant.
Oh, yeah, Rishabh. No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So my question is to AB de Villiers, and it is about RCB indeed. So, sir, like Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli looks a lot more content
The
and
RCB press
relaxed.
room.
So Virat Kohli looks a lot more content and relaxed with the success of T20 World Cup and Champions Trophy. Will it allow him to play more freely in IPL 2025? And also, is 18 going to be special for number 18?
Well, let's hope so, right? That number 18 certainly rings a nice tone in my head. And I do feel this squad has got what it takes to go all the way. Yes, Virat has looked very calm and composed in the last while. He seems to be enjoying his cricket, certainly in that Champions Trophy. I could clearly watch him enjoy batting out there. I don't think he's going to have to up his strike rate, guys. Batting with full salt. I mean, full salt is one of the most attacking players we've ever seen in the IPL and in other tournaments. I think he's going to take a lot of pressure off Virat. All Virat needs to do is keep doing what he's been doing for so many years. Control the game. He's got the best instinct of any player out there. He knows when to up the ante a bit and when to lower it, when to take more risks and when to take less risk. I think he needs to be the captain of the batting department in this tournament and really just keep things together and play smart cricket, because they will be traveling a lot and hopping between venues all the time to make sure they don't find those collapses in the batting order. I think Virat will have to just play smart cricket, and he's got a lot of explosive power around him.
Well, on that note, we're going to dive into a quick breather here on Star Sports Press Room. When we come back, we are going to shift focus along with our friends from the media to the blockbuster opening weekend. It'll be RCB in action against KKR on Saturday. And then we've got an action-packed Sunday lined up where you've got the El Clasico of the Tata IPL. It'll be CSK versus MI.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay, and straight go to questions. Who's going to be asking questions? Okay. Cool. Welcome back once again. You're watching a very explosive episode of Star Sports Press Room. Explosive, not because of the gentlemen who are featuring on the show, but those who will be featuring in this 18th edition of the TATA IPL. We've brought you up to speed with what we are about to do on our broadcast with our explosive rankings. ये प्रतियोगिता में जो एक बहुत बड़ा उछाल आया है रन रेट को लेके, इस खेल को, अप्रोच को लेके, उसको तोल मोल के प्रस्तुत करेंगे एक्सप्लोसिव रैंकिंग्स के रूप में। अब तक की एक्सप्लोसिव रैंकिंग्स में पावर प्ले के टॉप 10 पे नजर डालते हैं, स्टार्टिंग विद जेएफएम, ट्रेविस हेड, अभिषेक शर्मा, फिल सॉल्ट आरसीबी के लिए उतरेंगे, ही इज एट नंबर 4, सुनील नारायण फीचर्स एट नंबर 5, एंड देन ईशान किशन विद अ न्यू होम इन हैदराबाद, Faf du Plessis, the new vice captain of Delhi Capitals, is at number 7. Punjab ke Prabh Simran, Abhishek Porel and Yashasvi Jaiswal, believe it or not, features at number 10. Maybe a lot of your favorites do not feature in here, but यही तो खासियत है इन explosive rankings की, इनके पैमाने जो हैं थोड़े से अलग हैं. Who are the ones you would say by default कि power play में यहाँ feature करने चाहिए थे और नहीं हुए?
यार मैं रोहित शर्मा के बारे में सोच रहा हूँ. I mean, वो तो वनडे में भी ऐसा खेल रहे हैं कि जैसे T20 जैसा पावर प्ले हो, पर his name wasn't there and he had a decent season. He also scored a century. तो रोहित का वहां ना होना, I'm slightly taken aback. इसी शो पे अभी हमने वो विराट कोहली की एक बाइट थी, उन्होंने कहा इसीलिए तो मैं 200 पे खेल रहा हूँ स्ट्राइक रेट पे, पावर प्ले में. By his own admission, he is going a lot faster than he used to, but he's not there in the top 10 either. So रो को का ना होना, I'm a little surprised actually यार.
Let's see middle overs में कौन फीचर कर रहा है. मिडिल ओवर्स की एक्सप्लोसिव रैंकिंग्स, और ये 2024 के आंकड़े हैं, ये बदलते रहेंगे. हर हफ्ते ये रैंकिंग्स रिफ्रेश होंगी जैसे जैसे ये 18वां सीजन आगे जाएगा. बट लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट द एक्सप्लोसिव रैंकिंग्स फॉर द मिडिल ओवर्स, व्हिच इज ओवर्स नंबर 7 to 16. सुनील नारायण यहाँ पे भी फीचर करते हैं, एंड बिलीव इट और नॉट, ही इज एट नंबर 1. और कम से कम ये वो बल्लेबाज हैं जिन्होंने कम से कम 90 गेंदें खेली हैं इस फेज में, एटलीस्ट 90 बॉल्स. Rajat Patidar, the RCB captain, features at number 2, Sky at 3, Nicholas Puran 4, Travis Head 5, Shivam Dube, Chennai के लिए number 6 पे Tilak Verma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, when he gets out of the blocks after power play, he features at number 8 here. Nitish Kumar Reddy, NKR from SRH, and at number 10 there is Rishabh Pant. AB, middle overs, these are the top 10. Any names that the order that they feature in that have slightly maybe raised some eyebrows?
It is interesting to see the impact Narayan's got in those middle overs. I would never in my wildest dreams thought I would see him as number 1, as over 7 to 16 generally is paired with the smart kind of players, you know, the guys who can hit spaces in the field, who can shift between gears 1 to 5. And I never really saw Narayan as one of those. But obviously he's taken his game to the next level, and obviously the impact player rule has played its role in him freeing up a bit more, feeling like he can get out and it's okay. He can take more risks. I'm very surprised not to see Heinrich Klaassen there. As at the top of my head, he would be number 1. If I didn't see these rankings, I would say Heinrich Klaassen is one of the best players of all-round players of spin, seam bowling, different situations, hitting spaces, piercing the inner ring. It's very surprising not to see him there, but I do have a sneaky suspicion he will feature there throughout the season. Very happy to see Rajat Patidar there. Great for RCB, and really a good sign for what's to come this season, and hopefully he can maintain that form in the TATA IPL 2025.
I think these rankings also give you a very good perspective of how some players approach their games.
True.
Yashasvi Jaiswal was at number 10 in the power play.
Correct.
But he was at number 8 here.
again.
Sunil Narayan continues at the top, moving up.
Correct.
So how they approach now is Heinrich Klaassen and Andre Russell, two people who come into the middle overs, but the explosivity goes up at the end. Yep. Is that the story? Let's get into the top 10 rankings for the last phase of the T20 format. And in these explosive rankings, it's Tristan Stubbs who's at number 1. Punjab ke Shashank Singh, दूसरे पायदान पे. MS Dhoni and his love for the big finishes takes him to number 3. AB, Heinrich Klaassen features at 4. Andre Russell is there at 5. Abdul Samad features at 6. Shivam Dube, again, he was there in the middle overs, and if he carries on, he's dangerous then. Shimran Hetmeyer ko to bowler Rajasthan end mein dete hain. So number 8 pe Shimran Hetmeyer. David Miller will be now playing for Lucknow, and Tim David features at number 10 too. Mr. Chopra?
Yeah.
So at least here, but even here, Heinrich Klaassen and Andre Russell, are at 4 and 5.
It's an interesting one actually, क्योंकि वहाँ पे शशांक is right up there. अब मैं ये भी सोच रहा हूँ, Tristan Stubbs is number 1 here. Jake Fraser McGurk is number 1 in the top 6. So these are two Delhi Capital players who've been explosive at the top and the end, but nobody featured in the middle overs at all. कोई है ही नहीं. And therefore the team hasn't reached anywhere. So I'm trying to like find threads that are also allowing you to judge the teams की किस तरीके से चल रही है, कौन कहाँ पे कर रहा है. अगर वहां पे वो आपको ट्रेविस शेक दोनों दिख गए 1 2 3 4 5 में, टॉप 6 में, तो बाद में हेनरिक क्लासन भी मिल जाएंगे एंड यू नो द टीम हैज डन वेल. एंड बीच में एनकेआर भी आ गए थे मिडिल ओवर्स में, एनकेआर वाज आल्सो देयर. तो सडनली ऑल योर बेसिस आर कवर्ड. तो आई थिंक इट्स एन इंटरेस्टिंग वन वंस अगेन, जहां पे जो नाम आप देखते हो, कई बार आपको लगता है कि अच्छा टिम डेविड कितनी मैचेस बैटिंग की होगी, पर देयर इज अ साइजेबल नंबर एंड दैट इज व्हाई हिज नेम इज देयर. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग.
एंड इट मस्ट बी सेड कि इन रैंकिंग्स से ये नहीं पता चल जाएगा कि कौन सी टीम पक्का जीतने वाली है.
Correct.
It's not that you see the rankings, someone features at the top and that team is going on to win. This is just the individual explosive nature of the player and how that player approaches the particular phase of the game. But AB, if you do see, you did see a couple of players from KKR featuring there.
Yep.
You did see players from RCB, Rajat Patidar there at a very important position, from Hyderabad there. So overall, while these rankings may not straight away correlate to you winning, but the teams that make it to the top 4 have a couple of players featuring in a lot of phases.
Yeah, very true. The consistency shows there in the teams that have done well, but this is all about individual brilliance. And bear in mind, this is only from last season's stats, so it doesn't include 2023, 2022, and the rest of the seasons. But it will be great to track this over the next few seasons and see who the consistent performers are, the most valuable players or batters in the different phases. And then you can maybe use this to strategize a little bit around your batting order and the way that you're going to take things forward. It's nice to see Tristan Stubbs there at the top. He has definitely taken his game to the next level. And what I love about him, even though he's at the top of the death overs at the back end, it still feels to me like he's a smart cricketer. He's doing it in a smart manner. It's not just slogging. Same with MS Dhoni, Heinrich Klaasen. We know MS uses that running between the wickets. He's a smart player, but he's also got the power game. Andre Russell, a bit surprising, only at 5. We know this guy's got a lot of power, and all he does is hit the leather off the ball. But all in all, remember, it's individual performances. It doesn't always mean the team will do well, but it is nice for the coaches to have a look at, to see who the players are that consistently have a big impact in the different phases of the game.
If I were to just add just small little thing, actually, if you were to see the top 5 in all 3 phases, power play, middle overs, death overs, and you will find that all those top 5s are being retained. Barring maybe there is one exception somewhere in the top 10. Otherwise, everybody. Phil Salt was the only guy who was not retained. Yeah. Other than that, everybody has been retained. So while we are looking at it now from a very different lens, the fact is teams are also perhaps looking at these kind of numbers from the retention point of view also, कि भैया हमें ये चाहिए और इस खिलाड़ी को हम इस तरीके से जज कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि there was a thing initially, क्योंकि T20 all of us were trying to actually understand how to decipher this game. This was a new format. So there was one theory, you'd see the average plus the strike rate. If you are close to 175, oh, you're a great T20 player. Passe, sir. That theory has been thrown out of the window, because now you have a more quantifiable way of knowing who's more explosive.
I also like this point that AB made, that these are numbers from one season.
Yes.
For us to get patterns that you can then almost certainly relate to the outcome of the game, we will get to know those patterns as these rankings develop over the next few seasons. So this is great work in progress, लेकिन explosivity भापने का इस समय ये सबसे बेहतरीन मापदंड है. So we're going to enjoy this throughout the season. But featuring at number 1 on our rankings here on Star Sports Press Room in this segment is Niharika from IANS.
Hi everyone. My question is for the experts out there. Like South Africa's Royal Rickelton will be turning out for Mumbai Indians in the upcoming season. So I want to know from both the experts that what are you expecting from Rickelton? Because I believe that he'll be slotting at the top of the order, and whether he's going to be the next best explosive batter in IPL 2025.
South African question. So AB is more assigned to answer.
I do like the look of that, the right-left-hand combination for MI this coming season. Rowett and Rickelton, the double Rs, I think they're going to be fantastic. Rickleton is in the form of his life. He's broken doors down in all formats of the game. It's a very smart cricketer, but can be incredibly explosive as well. And I think the wicket there at the Wankhede Stadium is going to suit him to the T, alongside Rohit Sharma. Rohit obviously coming off a bit of form. So I do feel the opening pair of MI is going to be explosive this season and very tough for the bowlers to bowl to, because there's a right-left-hand combination. And we know the Wankhede Stadium, it's difficult to defend over there and to keep the run rate down. So these two, I feel, will take full advantage of that. And it's great to see Rickleton get an opportunity, a full-on opportunity at the IPL.
And we know Mumbai Indians and their love affairs with a foreign opener. A lot of them have gone on to achieve a lot of things. अगला सवाल I think ये भी शायद AB de Villiers के लिए आ रहा है. ये आ रहा है हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स से विशेष.
Hi, my question is to both AB and Akash. I wanted to know, considering that Virat Kohli has taken retirement from T20Is, do you think he will free himself a little more up this season, considering there was a discussion about his strike rate? And another question to AB, since he knows Virat really well, does outside noise really bother him, or is he someone who shuts it out completely?
Akash, do you want to quickly take strike or AB start?
AB start.
AB start.
It's Biscuit's question.
Take
so he
the
loves
second
his
question
biscuit.
first.
I love talking about my biscuit.
Correct.
Yeah, so I feel that Virat's taken unnecessary criticism over the last few seasons. I feel he's batting incredibly well. There's no doubt some of the outside noise has maybe influenced him a bit. We're all human after all. There were lots of outside noise in my playing days that had an effect on me. Not necessarily my performance, but you do think about it. You're only human. You go to your hotel room and you think about, like, am I still good enough? Should I still be here? Must I ask the coach to maybe bat in a different position? Am I doing the right thing for the team? So Virat, being a great team man and only a human being after all, has definitely got those doubts in his head. But the one thing about Virat, he's always had the ability to, when it matters most, when he crosses that line for his team, he blocks everything out and it's business time. You could see the focus in his eyes at the Champions Trophy. And yes, he might have called retirement on international T20 cricket, but I feel there's plenty left in the tank for Virat, especially with that batting lineup RCB has got this season. I don't think Virat's going to feel a lot of pressure. He can just really go out there and play what he sees in front of him. And that is when Virat is at his absolute best, when he plays the situation.
I'm not sure if Akash is very superstitious, but let me put this question to him. 18वां सीजन 18 नंबर जर्सी
जी
तो अगर किसी के मन में वो सवाल चल रहा है तो यहाँ आंसर कर दो.
नहीं ऐसे यू एक्सपेक्ट कि अच्छा करेंगे. पिछले साल भी ही हैड द ऑरेंज कैप, सो यू एक्सपेक्ट हिम टू just keep taking that a little higher, क्योंकि who are you competing with? See, people like AB, people like Virat, you're not competing with anybody else. You have to motivate. Internal motivation is the only thing, and the one thing that always keeps driving you is to get better if that's possible, and to lift the trophy, man. Because otherwise, what else is there for you to achieve? So whatever it takes, it might need him to go at a different rate. It might need for him to bat really deep. Whatever is required to get your hands on the trophy is what matters to Virat, is what I feel.
Next question coming in from Times of India.
Hi everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Hope you are well. So my question is that there was much speculation about Virat Kohli being potentially captain for RCB. So since AB have played he has played so many matches for RCB. So what do you think that what has influenced his decision to turn down the captaincy?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was his call. I wasn't part of the decision making, unfortunately. Andy Flower must have been thinking about this for a long time, along with Mo Bobat. I'm sure they came up with a strategy where they maybe felt like it's time for a fresh look as captain. There would definitely have been discussions with Virat, and obviously he gave them the nod. I don't think necessarily Virat stepped down, but he is in favor of the decision, which was the most important thing, and a very mature reaction from Virat, because one of his last seasons, perhaps, maybe he would have liked to be captain, but for him to go, you know what, guys, I feel this is a bigger and a better move for the future of RCB. I think that's fantastic, and only time will tell, right? We'll see how they operate as a team on the park, and if Virat really has got the back, of Rajat Patidar, and if he really supports him well, I'm very sure he will. But you will see the answers on the pitch. You can see when a team is operating as a unit, when the culture is healthy, strong. I feel it's a good move for RCB, but only time will tell.